Solo travel is more popular now than ever, and Virgin Voyages is becoming one of the top choices for solo sailors in 2025. I'm David from VV Insider, and I'm going to take a look at all the information we've got across vvinsider.com to bring together all the reasons why solo travel on Virgin Voyages is so good and what makes Virgin Voyages a real top option for solo sailors. VV Insider is the #1 resource for the latest Virgin Voyages info, guides and news. From picking the perfect cabin to booking dining, or simply just making the most of your voyage and saving money while you do it, vvinsider.com has helped thousands of sailors around the world sail smarter. Support our work by hitting subscribe and stick around to hear how you can get exclusive perks by booking directly with us. One of the first things to say about solo travel on Virgin Voyages is just how well the atmosphere and the vibe is perfectly aligned with the ethos of solo travel when it comes to self-discovery and socializing. It's such a relaxed atmosphere on board, and certainly one of the reasons that we keep coming back time and time again is just how freeing and how much you can express yourself and really be yourself on board the ship. So let's go over a couple of the logistics first about traveling solo on Virgin Voyages, before we jump into how to make sure that your solo voyage is as fun and rewarding as it possibly can be. So what I'd like to cover first are the accommodations on Virgin Voyages for solo travelers. So there are two types of cabins specifically designed for solo travelers. And these types of cabins are the solo insider cabin and the solo sea view cabin. Both of those cabin types come with a single bed, which is slightly wider than a twin bed. And it's worth mentioning that Virgin Voyages is one of the cruise lines with the highest proportion of solo cabins available, which is just one of the reasons why Virgin Voyages is such a good option for solo sailors. So there's a total of 46 solo cabins available on board. That comprises of 40 solo insider rooms and then only 6 sea view solo cabins. So if you do want a sea view and you're traveling solo and you want one of those solo rooms, make sure you're booking early to grab one of those 4 solo sea view cabins available. These solo rooms offer the best value possible when you're traveling alone and you're not able to share the costs with another sailor. But of course, you do have the option to choose any room on board. You could of course travel as a rock star or a mega rock star as a solo traveler, but that of course is going to cost you. And I say that because any of the other accommodations available on board, you're going to have to pay extra. If you're a solo sailor, you're always having to pay for that additional guest, even though they're not on the trip with you. So for example, if you really feel that you need a sea terrace or a balcony, you can of course choose one of those rooms, but that will be priced at basically what it costs for 2 sailors to sail in the same cabin. So it's not great value for money normally. There are, however, exceptions to this rule. So there are sometimes offers that are available for solo travelers, which is called a solo supplement offer. And what this means is that there's a partial reduction in the price that you're going to pay extra for that second sailor that isn't traveling with you. So although this solo sailor supplement offer doesn't necessarily make it half price to what it would be if you were traveling with 2 sailors, it does bring the cost down quite significantly. So do keep an eye out for those type of offers if you'd like to travel with a lot more space, or make sure you've got a balcony access to one of those iconic red hammocks when you sail. On VV Insider, we keep a track of all the solo supplement offers available. We have a section on our website, which I'm going to link down in the description below, that lists all the offers available for solo sailors. So it's always worth keeping that bookmark and checking back every now and again to see if one of those offers has come up. Or alternatively, subscribe to our newsletter or our channels and we'll let you know about the offers as soon as they happen. So now you've snagged your deal and you're on board, what can you do to make sure that your sailing is as fun as possible? Well, there are quite a few options available to make sure you're having the most fun even though you're traveling by yourself. So as I mentioned before, the laid-back atmosphere and the casual atmosphere on board the ships on Virgin Voyages is great if you're ready to just relax and take things easy. But if you're somebody that wants to socialize and get to know new people, there are a huge amount of events available to do exactly that. And some of them are specifically designed for solo sailors. So we're going to kick things off with something that happens on the very first day, which of course is the best time to meet new people so that you can build a network of friends and familiar faces that you can see for the rest of your voyage. So just before the Sail Away event on Embarkation Day, there's going to be a solo meetup event that's hosted at the Athletics Club. weather dependent. They may bring that inside into Sip Lounge or the social club if they need to. But this is an event that solo sailors are encouraged to go along to. It's hosted by one of the Happenings cast. And the idea of this event is to make sure that you're a bit more familiar with the other people traveling on board your sailing that are traveling solo. This is a nice, relaxed meet and mingle style event. And because this event is hosted just before the Sail Away celebrations, it's a great time to gather a group of friends and then head up to the aquatic club, the pool area, to celebrate the sail away and really set the mood for the voyage ahead. Now, fortunately, this is not the only solo event available. So if you miss it on the first day, or you simply want to use this event as a regular meeting opportunity for your other solo sailors, have a look in the lineup available on the Virgin Voyages Sailor app, and it will tell you where to meet. If you've attended this initial solo event, you'll be invited along to a restaurant that evening to meet up with the rest of your solo sailors. This is a great opportunity to have a more relaxed conversation over food, over wine, with your fellow sailors. They generally only have enough seating for every solo sailor in the first night of the voyage. So what I would recommend is that you book dining for the rest of your voyage. If you book dining as a solo sailor, you will generally be sat in most restaurants at a table for two. So if you do meet someone and you'd like to dine with them later on in the voyage, the booking that you already have for yourself will be enough to cover two people. But it's always worth arriving to the restaurant a little bit early and asking the restaurant manager if that's possible before you do that. If you keep attending the solo meetups, you will also have an opportunity to do more of the group solo dining experiences as well. The Happenings cast will distribute tickets for dining for that evening. So simply ask the Happenings cast if you'd like to be involved in that. Now, if you'd like to continue your socializing, there are a few other opportunities to get involved with other sailors without it being an official solo event. So the first one I would recommend, and again, this is a first night must-do event, it's called the Grog Walk. And the Grog Walk is a really fun pub crawl style event that is hosted by the Happenings cast. The Happenings cast will lead you through different bars. There are also complimentary drinks included with the Grog Walk experience. You do have to pay for the Grog Walk on the app, so that will come out of your onboard credit or it will be charged to your portfolio. But the cocktails and drinks during the event are included, so it's still quite a decent value. Now, in order to get the drinks as you go through this experience, you're encouraged by the Happenings cast to take part in fun activities to get to know other sailors. And this is a great opportunity for solo sailors to meet other sailors on board. If the idea of that style of participation terrifies you, don't worry, because everyone's in the same boat. It's always a little bit unnerving when you're talking to people for the very first time, but the way that the Grog Walk works is they will start the flow of alcohol fairly early, and it really helps to get the conversation flowing and the laughs started. The same advice goes for pretty much all of the Happenings events as well. The Happenings events are designed to be fun and interactive, so if you see them in your event lineup, it's well worth going along to them. Things like trivias, physical games, puzzle events are a really good opportunity for solo sailors that want to meet new people as well, because everyone wants to win and everyone wants that extra pair of hands or an extra brain on their trivia team. So go along and you'll be everyone's best friend if you help make their team win, or at least if you don't win, you'll at least have a good conversation anyway. So a few of the trivia events to look out for are things like Salty Trivia and Risky Quizness. Those two events are very different, and we have a write-up on VV Insider about how those events are run if you want to get a head start. And there's also fun things like the Speed Puzzle Challenge, which is an event that happens throughout the day where you're given a jigsaw puzzle and you're given a certain amount of time in order to finish it. And whoever completes their puzzle first wins a round of drinks. So it's a really fun event, and it's also very conversational. Some of the physical games are really fun as well. So for example, they play dodgeball in the activities area. And also there's an activity called Game On, which is a series of fun physical activities run in a competition style. So again, if you're a solo sailor and you join a team and help them win, you'll be everyone's best friends for the rest of the day. Here's a bonus tip. When it comes to dining, if you book yourself into Gun Bay, which is the Korean barbecue restaurant, the way that the tables are sat in Gun Bay is you have tables of 6, 8, or 10. If you go along as a solo sailor, you will generally be added to a group. This might sound a little bit daunting, dining with strangers, but Gun Bay is a really good experience for meeting new people because they play a fun Korean drinking game with a complimentary shot of soju. And if you win the drinking game, you get an additional shot as well. But again, it's a really fun and silly way of meeting new people, and it's a really good icebreaker if you're sitting with a group of people that you don't know. So it's well worth going along, especially if you want to try Gunbei, the restaurant itself. The food is really delicious there, so don't waste the opportunity, don't miss it. Now, one of my final tips, which is something that is so crucial to having a fantastic time when you're on board, and that is to get to know your fellow sailors before you sail. So you could actually get to the point where you're arriving to the ship already having a group of friendly sailors ready to hang out with for the rest of your voyage. And the best way to do this is to find the Facebook group that is associated with your unique sailing. This is such a crucial tip because what it is effectively is a community of people that are all going on the same vacation you are. So if you have any questions at all about the ship itself, about sailing with Virgin, or simply about arriving to the port and staying in the port city on the night before, you can ask and plan all these fantastic things around your voyage in a safe community that is simply designed for your sailing. It's also a really good place to introduce yourself as a solo sailor and actually meeting new faces before you even set foot on the ship. Now, these Facebook groups sometimes can be a little bit of a Wild West. Some people set these groups up and then change their mind and abandon things. Sometimes they're set up by tour operators or travel agents with the only goal of trying to sell you something. And some of them are set up by people that don't care about moderation or administering the group at all, and they allow bullying and spam to proliferate through the groups. Now, here at VV Insider, we're trying to fight against this by building a list of trusted Facebook groups for every single Virgin Voyages sailing. So we actually have a list of Facebook groups on vvinsider.com that have to abide by a list of rules that we set out. And we try our best to make sure that these groups are as safe as they possibly can be. So if you're looking for a Facebook group for your specific sailing, go to the tool on vvinsider.com and search through the list for your sailing, identify your sailing, and join the Facebook group. Unfortunately, we can't have eyes everywhere. So if you join a group and find that there's something wrong with it or it's not a safe place, let us know and we can try and fix that for you. Also, if you go on our list of Facebook groups and you find that your sailing doesn't have a group yet, if you click on the Add Facebook Group button, we've got some advice on how to set one of those Facebook groups up. So do feel free to go on Facebook and start one of these groups up yourself. We've got some advice for you to do that. And just let us know what that group is and we can list it on our website for you so you can start building those conversations and start building that community of sailors before you even sail. So that's all of our advice for sailing solo on Virgin Voyages. So sailing solo doesn't mean having to sail alone. So feel free to use our advice to make sure you're having a really fantastic Virgin voyage. And remember, if you'd like to support the work that we do here at VV Insider, do consider us when you're planning your next Virgin voyage. We'd certainly be glad to help. And with our exclusive booking and pricing tool, you can look across the entire fleet to get the best deal possible. And also, we work with one of the top 10 Virgin Voyages first mates, so we can make sure that we can get you the most onboard credit and bar tab that you're entitled to as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more guides, news, and information about Virgin Voyages. And all that's left to say is happy sailing.